Oh, my Call of Duty game's going on without me. We're gonna make lamb stew. It's freaking delicious. Let's go, let's go. I gotta kill some guys first. Be right back. Call of Duty, baby. Okay, here's your basic ingredients to making stew. We're gonna be using an 8-quart Dutch oven today. I'm gonna have a bowl set aside, a 2-quart bowl, which I'll be filling up with this meat here. As you can see, I'm removing all the fat and chopping up the pieces of the size of desire that I want. And you can do it thick, thin, whatever you want. It's all good. And then I have a 5-quart bowl, which I'll be filling up with the vegetables later on. But we want to cut our onions up and put that in a bowl and put it aside. And we want to cut up our garlic here and put that aside also. And then we'll get to the vegetable part. All right, 5-quart bowl. On the right, we're chopping up potatoes. You can do this any potatoes the size you want, however you want them. It doesn't really matter. I mean, that's the fun part about stew. Fill it up halfway. That's what I think is important. I love stew and I love potatoes in my stew. It's just, I don't know, grew up that way. So we're gonna do equal 3 parts of carrots, celery, and mushrooms. And we'll lay those on top of the potatoes, obviously. You don't wanna overfill this bowl. You wanna keep it pretty flush with the brim. That's kind of the goal here, as you can see here. And now we're ready to season and put some flour on this meat. The reason we're going to be doing this is because we're going to be frying this meat. And when you fry the meat in small little batches, like we're going to be doing up here, coming up here soon, it leaves a bunch of flavor in the oil. And it leaves a bunch of like little crusty things in the bottom of the bowl, which actually are holding so much flavor. And we're going to learn how to unlock those in a little bit once we get up to that point. So we want to fry this meat up in small little batches. The whole goal here is to get it fried. If you overcrowd the pan, it's just going to become juicy and it's going to be a mess, and it's not really going to be doing what we want. We want golden on the outside. We want to lock in flavors in this meat. We also want to get some little flavor bits in the bottom of this. That's when you lock in the bottom of our pan, as you can see here. Then we throw in our onions, we throw in our garlic, and we stir that around till they're translucent. Alright, throw some tomatoes in here. I don't like to use tomato paste, so I throw in tomatoes and I blister them up, and then they just make this stew have this wonderful red color, which is what we're going for. Now it's time to unleash all these little flavor bits that are stuck to the bottom of your pan. We're going to be pouring in wine, red wine, any wine, it all works. The goal here is fill up the bottom of the pan until the whole bottom is actually covered, as you can see. Then we're going to be stirring around. While we're stirring, we're actually kind of scraping the bottom of the pan because we want to release all those golden brown flavor bits we had earlier. This adds so much flavor to the stew. And if you skip this step, your stew will not be as flavorful. And also, you're going to have to scrub all that off later on when you're done with the stew entirely, which we don't want to do that. But that's not the point. The point here is unlock these flavors into this red wine and simmer that for 10 minutes. Okay, now we add everything to the pan. And we'll fill up with a quart of chicken stock, and then the rest of the way with just regular water. After that, we'll be doing a pinch of salt, a nice generous pour of olive oil. We'll be doing a teaspoon of paprika and cumin. We'll be doing tablespoons of oregano, rosemary, and red pepper flakes. Pepper flakes. And 2 bay leaves. Then we'll be mixing that around, and then we'll be turning it on high and covering it and bringing it to a boil. After that, we'll be throwing it in the oven at 325 for 1 hour and 45 minutes and put a nice cookie sheet in the bottom just to catch any spills, just in case it bubbles over. Timer's gone off, reveal time. Woohoo, look at that. Okay, now is the time to adjust your broth. Sometimes you nail it. I didn't nail it this time. I need to add a little salt, but never forget that you can never take away salt, so be careful with that. I stirred it up, I let it sit for a little bit, I tried it again after it all infused in with the rest of the stew, and it was perfect. Now I've made myself a bowl which I let sit and rest for about 10 minutes because yes, it was so hot. But does that not look so enticing? Alright, let's try this bad boy. Ooh, a little mushroom, little lamb. Oh, oh my God. Oh, that's so tender. Whew, that's freaking good. I hope everyone makes this. You're gonna love it. Woo. All right, hope you guys like this video. See you next week.